Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. For this crucial round 23 NPL Victoria clash between Green Gully and St Albans Dynamo. My name is Tonchi Prusak. I've got the pleasure of being one of your co-hosts for tonight's clash. It's going to be an absolute classic, this one, because there's a lot at stake. And joining me here in the commentary box is Mark Ivkovic. Mark, good evening, and how are you?
Good evening, Tonchi. I am freezing here at Green Gully Reserve. It's a terrible night, but should be a cracking game, really. A lot on the line for both sides, where, you know, whoever loses tonight, really, their season's virtually over. Green Gully can move into the top 6 temporarily tonight, and St Albans put themselves within touching distance of that 6th place. So a huge game for both sides.
Yeah, if St Albans end up taking the 3 points here back home, just a short 2-kilometre trip down the road, they will overtake Gully and jump into 8th position at least. And what was seemingly unthinkable about 4 weeks ago, when they were just trying to stave off relegation, tonight they could have a faint sniff of actually finishing in the top 6 come season's end, Mark.
Yeah, well, if they get the 3 points tonight, they put themselves in a good position. It's kind of a free hit for St Albans tonight, really. As you said, you know, they've been looking over their shoulder pretty much all season, and now, you know, that pressure's gone, and now they've got an opportunity to put themselves in contention for finals football. So it's a free hit for St Albans.
Well, we're almost about to start here. We're going to go through the starting lineups. And first of all, for the home side, number 1, Liam Driscoll in goals. Number 5, Joshua Heaton. 6, Matthew Crooks. And number 7, Paul Hodges. Door Jock, number 9, Scott Lockhead. 11, Joshua Hope. 16, as we're underway here at Green Gully Reserve. The captain, Jacob Aliopoulos, number 19, Declan Wynn, 21, Amir Abdullah, 24, and Ryan Inman, number 4, making up the starting 11. Have you got the starting 11 there for St Albans, Mark?
Yeah, just the one change from last week's superb win over Melbourne victory. Sean Rosvizzo comes into the lineup in place for Lucas Burns, who drops to the bench.
And immediately the visitors are into attack as Dynamo now has the ball on the edge of their penalty box. As you can see on the screen, light rain falling. There is quite a strong wind, and Oliver Dragicevic now with the attempted shot there. And do keep an eye out for the 17-year-old wonder kid. He has been in absolutely sparkling form in the last 2 weeks, earning a nomination in the Team of the Week. Mark, he is one exciting talent.
Yeah, probably one of, if not the best talents that has played in the NPL. Really is a sensational young player.
Ball goes out of play, and it is going to be a throw-in to Green Gully. And as we said, lots at stake for both these teams. But Dynamo 4 weeks ago, unthinkable. And for the last 4 weeks, they have won their 4 games and drawn 3. So unbeaten after 7 games. Green Gully, on the other hand, last week lost 3-0 to Heidelberg. And they'll be keen to atone for that loss with a victory in the traditional Western Suburbs derby, Mark. Gully now on the edge, and it's a shot. Nez almost just inches wide, and I think that may have been Inman, was it?
I think there was Amir Abdullah there.
Amir Abdullah, was it? I could see a 4 there.
Massive chance for Green Gully. I don't know how that didn't hit the back of the net. Sloppy turnover by St Albans in the middle of the park. Just allowed Green Gully to open up the space there. Did everything right at Amir Abdullah, but just besides hitting the back of the net.
One of those things that against the run of play, the Dynamo players, defenders and the like will have to be on their toes throughout the 90 minutes as they now have the ball and go once again back into attack. Cholina had the ball there, knocking it all the way back to Marko Bulic, who's been a bit of a revelation since he's made a late season return to the starting lineup. As Gideon Arok now right in front of our commentary position, finds Joey Monek, 1-2 with Monek, back to Gideon, to Arok. He's looking for options across the park, and he sees Fletcher McFarlane. This is where they've been very dangerous, Mark, on the wings, and no doubt they'll be looking to exploit their speed and their explosiveness on the wings there.
Yeah, in particular, this left-hand side for St Albans was a major threat in the last game against Melbourne Victory last week. And Sean Rosvizzo, who's definitely earned a spot into the starting lineup, was sensational when he came on last week.
Dinamo right in front of the players' race there. Golevsky to Arok. He's got some space. He tries to launch one there. Didn't really get far. McFarlane kicks it out for a throw-in right in front of our commentary position. Was very quickly taken there by Inman, but he left it now for win in front of it, right in front of our commentary position, as the rain seems to have sort of died down, but it's very wet and slippery conditions out there. However, having said that, look at the surface. Absolutely the best surface in the competition.
Yeah, definitely the best surface. Green Gully put a lot of work in this season to bring this pitch up to scratch.
No volume. And it's once again the Blues with the ball on the other side of the pitch. They come across into the middle of the park. Long ball looking for Monek. He's going to get there. Good ball control under the conditions. But then, just as I said it, he missed it. But he tries to get the ball back. Desperate Green Gully defence clears the ball for a throw-in right in the corner. And just as we've said that the rain has stopped, it has returned. And I think that is going to be the order of the night, Mark.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a scrappy kind of game. So I suppose whoever adjusted to the conditions better will get more control of it.
McFarlane back to Bullich. The ball's going to return to McFarlane. He's got Arok just in front of him. He controls it well. Lovely nutmeg there against Inman. And once again, McFarlane getting a lot of the touches at the moment. Switches it to the other side there where Ruzvidzo, one of the scorers of the 3 goals last week against Melbourne Victory, to the back post, and that was Monek. Got up there, managed to touch it with his head, or graze it with his head rather, and the ball goes out of play for a goal kick. There's quite a few games being played tonight as well, and we'll keep you posted with some of those. As we see now, Golevsky on the edge of the box. He loses it momentarily as the ball drags out, and I think it's going to be a corner because it did take a touch off one of the Green Gully defenders. It is a corner, the first corner of the game.
Good sportsmanship by Golevsky there. Could have easily gone down inside the area. It was a trailing leg that caught him but stayed on his feet. You'd see most players go down in that situation and scream for a penalty. Jeez, the space just opened up for Golevsky there. Probably had time to hit it just outside the box.
Monek now looking to go. I'd say he's going to go to the back post because that's where everyone is situated. Truly did that. And a nice diving tackle there by the, I think it was on Divan. But as we said, some very important games coming up tonight as well. Hume versus Port Melbourne. Could this spell the end of the season for Port Melbourne? Hume fighting to stay in the top 6. They're currently in 6th position. Preston up against Melbourne Victory, and likewise Preston also need to solidify their spot in the top 6. Melbourne Victory basically need a win at all costs. And Dandenong City taking on Oakley at home. If Dandenong City, who are currently 7th, hope to entertain a spot in the finals, well, there's nothing but a win. As Dragicevic now knocks it over to his teammate in Cholina in the middle. The ball goes over on the far side, and Ruzvidzo looks like he kind of was wrong-footed, but he's back up. There's no concern there. Might be the slippery conditions that affected him on that occasion.
Yeah, just got mixed up with Lockie Weir as well. They're both running forward. Just weren't on the same page there with that pass from Joey Cholina.
St Albans Dynamo celebrating its 50th birthday, 50th anniversary this year. And what a wonderful birthday present it would be if they were to get into the finals for the first time in the NPL. But on this occasion, it's Green Gully with an opportunity here. It's going to be cleared away as far as Rusvitso, who's pushed in the back, but the referee doesn't say anything, doesn't blow his whistle, waves play on. And here's an opportunity here for Lockhead. And just over the crossbar in the first real shot of the game. And it was Green Gully. Once again, very loose in defence there, St Albans. And I think that was Joshua Hope on the end of that effort. And probably should have and could have done better.
Yeah, you can't allow a player of Josh Hope's ability free in the box like that. Just didn't get the ball, get the dip on the ball that he wanted. So another massive opportunity for Green Gully. A couple of warning signs now for St Albans in defence.
You actually read my mind on that occasion, Mark. I was just thinking that there's a few gaps starting to appear in Dynamo's defence, but on this occasion now, they're going forward. Rusvidzo gets it out wide. It's with the Blues at the moment. Monek. Almost there, almost finding Dragicevic in the centre there. And I think that was Josh Diven on, who's posing a little bit of problem there for some of the Gully defenders with his sheer size.
Yeah, he's an absolute workhorse off a number 9. He's pressing and just harassing of defenders. Really asks questions of any defence. You know, he's been really influential in this great run that St Albans have been on the last month or so.
And such a big man as well. McFarlane now, who's just said really got a lot of touches so far today. Rusvidzo now. He's another player's been getting a lot of touches so far. He's going to go across to Monek on the right-hand side, on the edge of the box, on his favourite left shot, and look at that! Can you believe it? On his favourite left foot, and great goal there. Driscoll, well, it went through his hands, and in the 11th minute, it's the visitors that take the lead, 1-0 to St Albans.
Well, that's a classic Joey Monek goal. You know, we've seen him do that for well over 10 years now with this competition. You know, just get the ball out wide and cut into his left side and hit it with his left foot. Great strike by Joey Monek. You know, Driscoll, no chance. Poor defending from Green Gully. You know, you need to be aware of what Joey Monek's capable of. You know that he's going to cut in onto his left footer. Just gave him way too much space to hit that. Nonetheless, great strike from Joey Monek.
Well, it all started when he received the ball. He, as we said, under the greasy conditions, his ball control there was absolutely fantastic, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do. And I guess that's a good lesson for all you kids watching the game. He was scanning. He was straight away thinking before he even received the ball onto his favourite left foot, and from the edge of the box, he saw that gap, he saw that opportunity, and he took it. And as a result, his team is now 1-0 up. Arok. Once again to the goal scorer, the man of the moment. Dragicevic, look at that effort for the youngster. Only 17 and using his body brilliantly. Monik, he's on fire. But he couldn't hold on to the ball, but it's going to be a throw-in now to Green Gully. But the tenacity there of the youngster, we love seeing him with his skills, but that effort, the endeavour, and the just the fight, the grit there.
Yeah, I said during the week that, you know, do yourself a favour and get down and watch this kid live, because, you know, a lot of things that he does off the ball and moments like that doesn't really translate through on the TV. It's just unbelievable talent.
Well, he came or returned back to his boyhood club, Dynamo, after a stint in the NPL Juniors with Melbourne City, and I wonder if Melbourne City or one of the other A-League clubs are going to pick him up for the upcoming A-League season. But I'd be surprised if he stayed at Dynamo, even though the fact that his father is the president there and might put on the pressure, but he's an exciting talent, young Oli Dragicevic. As we now see Hope, who almost had a goal himself moments earlier, there he is dispossessed by that man again. If he's not attacking, he's defending, and he's everywhere at the moment. Rusvidzo, who's doing well, earning a senior team starting lineup. To Dragicevic now. threads it out to the goal scorer, Monek. Could this be a replay of the last? He slipped on that occasion, and it wasn't going to be a replay of what he achieved about 5 minutes ago. That's
what he needed to do in that moment, Tonchi, is just cut back into that left side and have another strike, ride that momentum wave.
Jock now, ominously inside the penalty box. He's now onto his right foot. Here's an opportunity, but it's well blocked by the Dinamo defence. There's about 3 defenders there bearing down on him, not giving him any opportunity, and really, really pressing hard, closing him down. And they've thwarted a dangerous opportunity there by Jock. I'll get it right.
It's really good defending from St Albans. Got numbers back, didn't allow him to get the shot off cleanly.
It's a corner now for the green and white stripes towards the back of the post. There's no one there. The ball is going to drift to safety for St Albans as Dinamo now will slow things down, regain their, catch their breath, and then launch another assault in the Green Gully defensive half. It's a cold night, it's a wet night, but the echoes of the travelling Dinamo supporters from across the park can be very, very clearly heard, and why not? Their team's up 1-0 at the moment. And is there going to be a free kick there? There is going to be a free kick. A little bit of arm pulling on that occasion.
Yeah, definitely brought him down there. Just again showing Josh Divins' physicality and how he can frustrate a defender with just throwing his body around.
What can Gully do? The next, I guess, half an hour before the half-time break is going to be quite important to Green Gully. They'll need to equalise, otherwise the momentum that Dinamo has been building, and not just tonight, but over the last 2 months, could be a big telling factor. They must be, at the moment, full of confidence, Mark, and that goal will have done them certainly no harm. Rather, it would have boosted their confidence even further.
100%. Confidence is vital in football, and Dinamo's definitely full of it at the moment. When things are going right, everything just seems to fall your way. And, that's propelled them up the table and put them in this great opportunity that they've got to fight for finals football.
We've still got like 75 minutes of this game, but casting an eye onto next week, and St Albans a big game at home against Preston, but Gully then have got a tough game away against South Melbourne, so I guess that even further emphasises the importance of getting a result here tonight for the home side. But at the moment, it's the visitors who are leading 1-0, and they are in control of the ball at the moment. Ball ends up with Marko Bulic. Long ball looking for Razvidzo, but it's Green Gully instead. Dragicevic now looking to make another penetrating run. Good tackle there. Ball goes out of play. It comes off the Green Gully player, and it is a throw into St Albans Dinamo.
Really important tackle there from Crooks as well. Dragicevic was on his way, breaking the lines through the midfield.
He talks about confidence, and I guess one of the other things that young Dragicevic has is that courage. He's not intimidated by the bigger-bodied players or the older players, and at 17 he's just got this air of maturity about his game, and it's a delight to watch. And was that Moses parting the Red Sea on that occasion? But that was Nick Ansell getting the ball and finding that there was no one across the middle. Arak.
Another crucial recruit for St Albans in that late season transfer window. Nick Ansell just brought a lot of calm to that defence for St Albans.
It's almost like a deja vu of last season when Lee Broxham pretty much did the exact same thing and provided so much steel across that St Albans backline, and at a time when they most needed it. And look, the attack hasn't been the problem this year for St Albans. They've scored in most of their games and scored quite handsomely, but it's been the defence that has let them down with some cheap goals.
Yeah, that's, when St Albans look back on their season, especially that early part of the season, some of the games that they dropped were just from really silly defensive errors that cost them the game. So Ansell coming in, and Lockie Weir as well at left back has really stabilised things at the back for St Albans.
And the game at Dandenong City has just started, only minutes earlier, and of course it's still 0-0. But we'll keep you posted with all the scores throughout the evening. But, this is the early game kicking off at 7:30. The Hume City and Port Melbourne game and Preston Lions and Melbourne Victory game, that will be kicking off at 8:30. So well and truly, when our second half here at Green Gully Reserve will be taking place or kicking off. Arrock with a clearance.
Well, all those games tonight, Tonchi, all have permutations on the top 6 race.
Yeah, indeed they do.
All the teams in contention are playing tonight.
It's if you're at home, somewhere nice and warm, and following the live ladder, well, you're going to have a very entertaining evening tonight.
And
actually, it's not that bad. It's not that cold here. It's a bit miserable. It's a bit wet, but luckily we don't have too much of a wind. But although that is probably going to pick up in the second half, no doubt. Harrock. Ball now for Monac. He bowls his player over, and it's going to be a free kick now to Green Gully. That was, I think it was Heaton that was brought down. He was indeed by Joey Monac. So a free kick now as Green Gully quickly take the ball. Eliopoulos, the captain. Big, long, searching ball looking for Lockhead. It's going to go too far, and it will be a goal kick to St Albans.
Just overhit that pass, Eliopoulos. So Lockhead, no chance of getting onto the end of that. St Albans bringing a little pressure upon themselves, playing out from these goal kicks. And Green Gully set up really well with their press at the moment.
Well, we've just ticked over the 20-minute mark, and although Dinamo are up 1-0, it hasn't been a totally one-sided game, because Gully has had some opportunities. As kick further up, Ansell now. He shields the ball beautifully. And it's McFarlane fighting for it. And the ball goes out of play eventually, and it is going to be a throw-in to St Albans.
I spoke about Ansell and Lockie Weir coming into the defence, but also Fletcher McFarlane, who is traditionally a midfielder, has been brought into that centre-back partnership with Ansell. He's looked really solid in defence the past fortnight. They've started to really develop a good defensive partnership.
And here comes Dinamo now with Rusvico after... he's on the edge of the box. He's a silky player, he is, but he's lost the ball there. Still, Dinamo has the ball. Rusvico once again knocks it around, and here's an opportunity. And that was Josh Diven jumping in there, but Driscoll was very, very quick to react. And luckily for the Green Gully side, he did so and was able to fall onto that ball without too many problems.
It was great work by Rusvico as well. Some pass, if that was to come off, would have been one of the assists of the season, but Driscoll quick out off his line. Driscoll hasn't started for Green Gully for quite some time now. He's been carrying an injury for half the season. And it doesn't look like he's fully fit. He's, just coming off his line there. Now he's pulled up a bit gingerly.
Barak now knocks it back to Bulich. Bulich goes for either a long kick or a clearance, but the wind sort of takes that. Hope on the far side loses it. Arok now tries to knock it there for Cholina, but on that situation the ball went out of play, and it is a throw into to Green Gully. But in the meantime, Driscoll is down, and you talked about him having injuries. Not sure what happened there, but he's not looking too well, and he's called for medical assistance. And both teams now using this as a chance to have a bit of a mid-half break, either run over to the bench and grab a drink, or run over to the bench and get some new instructions from the respective coaches.
Yeah, Driscoll's been struggling with, I believe, a quad injury for quite some time now, and hasn't really started too many games in the past couple of months. And they brought in Brandon Cumineo in that transfer window to replace Driscoll, really, because he can't, he's got no penetration in his kicks, carrying that injury. He can do all the handwork that a goalkeeper needs to do, but like coming off his line, you can see he's pulled up really, really poor. And they took a risk starting him tonight in a big game, hoping that he wouldn't have to use that quad too much. But when you've got to use it, you've got to use it. And looks like it might have backfired, that move, because Brandon Cumineo is warming up and getting his gloves on. So,
well, if you've just tuned in and you're thinking, well, halfway through the first half, the players from both sides are having a break. No, they're not having a heat break, because it is absolutely freezing here. But Liam Driscoll is at the moment receiving some medical attention inside his penalty box, and so there is a bit of a lull. And it's been a fairly even kind of an affair apart from the goal itself, and what a cracker that was by Joey Monek. But as the fourth official now, Declan Woods is preparing his substitutes board, so it looks certainly like that Driscoll will be taken off, and likely to see Brandon Cumineo come back. Just confirming that as we're keeping an eye on the Green Gully bench at the moment. But we're going to, and he's up and he's walking, but he doesn't look too, I think that's the end of the night for him.
Takes a bit of time for a goalkeeper to get himself ready and come on.
And confirmation that number 31, Brandon Cumineo, is coming on to replace Liam Driscoll. A bit unfortunate there for you, Driscoll. As I said, he hasn't played hasn't been in the starting lineup for a while because of injury, and as soon as he's come back, he's obviously succumbed to that injury. But anyway, Green Gully now at the other end of the field has the ball. It's a throw-in, and as we resume now, 25 and a half minutes gone, no doubt there'll be a bit of time added on for that injury come the 45th minute. Hope and Dragicevic. Hope managing to do well. Calls for a free kick there. Arok now goes across to Rusvidzo. Great control there. He's done that very well. Golevsky in the middle, unable to control it. And now the substitute goalkeeper coming on. And it looks like... And he's better watch himself. He may get a card here for retaliation after he got a bit of a tackle. And Cumineo straight away in the thick of the action. But he did push Golevsky there, so I wonder if the referee there is going to act on that occasion, or if he'll just try and defuse the situation and just give a caution there, Mark. Yeah,
probably just a talking to. A little bit silly from Cumineo just coming onto the pitch. Golevsky had every right to go for that ball. It was a 50-50.
Well, he's talking to his assistant there, Jack Morgan, the referee. And we're just going to wait and see what will happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if a yellow card gets pulled out. And he's walking over to Cumineo. And now he's asking for Golevsky as well to come over. So he's going to have a word to both those players. And what will be Jack Morgan's verdict in the end? I think he's just going to caution them. Doesn't want to antagonise the situation. And exactly that is the case.
That's really good refereeing there from Jack Morgan. Yeah. Some referees are quick on the whistle and the card as well. Bit of common sense there, just a talking to. There was nothing in it.
As the ball resumes, the play resumes now. Hope. He's knocks the ball out to the far side. Crooks was on that occasion with the ball over on that side. Eliopoulos to Crooks, back to Eliopoulos. The Dinamo defence and the midfield seems to be very well positioned. Ball comes now out to Golevsky on the far side, unable to control it right in front of the players' race, but it will.
That Gully really struggling to find passes in the middle of the park at the moment, and you know they're just resorting to long balls over to the top that aren't working at the moment.
Screams for handball.
Did look like it, Tonchi, from first glance. I'll wait for it.
Would be good to see the replay on that one. Be very good to see the replay on that one. Dinamo now with the throw in again, almost in the identical position as they were a couple of minutes ago. Here's another clearance, but there's no one. Then here's an opportunity, and there it is. A defensive error there, and it's a Dinamo 2, Green Gully 0. Was that Josh Golevsky, I believe?
It's Joey Cholina might have.
Joey Cholina, was it? It's caught everyone off guard, including us here in the commentary position. It was Joey Cholina, in fact, so that is the second goal now. Captain's goal in the 29th minute.
It's a really poor clearance from Green Gully. Joey Cholina in the right place at the right time. Still had a lot of work to do to put the ball in the back of the net, but great finish. You know, it's another St Albans player that's really growing into his role in the team as well.
And I guess with the arrival of Ansel and it's thrust former captain Michael Grgic onto the bench, and Cholina has really stepped up. Rusvidze now on the edge of the box. Was Divan held by his hand, but somehow the referee Jack Morgan has decided it's a free kick to Green Gully, maybe just to clear that commotion there. But Dinamo are on fire at the moment. Their confidence is sky high. And it's and we said at the 15-minute mark, the next 30 minutes is going to be absolutely decisive. And guess what? They've scored now on the half-hour mark, and as a result, 2-0 up. They are looking very good, but above all, very, very confident.
Yeah, we spoke about, you know, things falling your way when you're on a confidence wave, and that second goal is a perfect example of it. You know, just a really poor clearance from Green Gully, and it lands to the feet of Joey Cholina, who made no mistake from there. You know, when things weren't going St Albans' way, you know, that ball wouldn't end up there, or he would sky that chance. But, geez, Josh Divan is really throwing himself around. Green Gully, both these centre-backs are just really struggling to deal with his presence tonight. And interestingly, I think the fact that the surface is in such impeccable condition is aiding the fast players of Dinamo at the moment. They seem to be doing very well. The ball control is incredible. And Gully are rattled at the moment. They're going to need to do something before half-time, and here's an opportunity for them to do something. But there's two Dinamo players with Cholina and Oliver Dragicevic there. And there's going to be a free kick now to Green Gully. The first... A free kick, a yellow card, rather. Yeah, that was really poor from Scott Lockhead, you know. It's just
Lockhead, yep.
Lost the 50-50 challenge and then put his hands on the ball to pull it back, thinking he was going to get the free kick, but Jack Morgan wasn't having any of it. He's called it back for a handball and deliberately stopping the play.
Well, when things are going your way, everything is going your way, even the free kicks as well. Cholina going forward, and there's manhandling there again. Arrock now, he's been cleared up, and there could be another card here, this time to Heaton, and he's going to get another yellow card. And we talked about Jack Morgan sort of being a little bit on the cautious side about the yellow card about 5 minutes ago, but in the space of a minute, he's issued 2 yellow cards, and they've been absolutely deserved, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that last challenge there from Heaton, You know, that could have easily been a red card as well. It was a really poor challenge.
Very late, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just obviously Green Gully very frustrated at the moment.
Arak, who's been one of Dynamo's, well, certainly more active players. It's hard to pick a player in the Dynamo team at the moment who hasn't done well so far today, but Cholina now dispossessed there, and here's an opportunity for Green Gully. They've got a bit of space there. Abdullah on the edge of the box looks to cross it into Lockhead, but Arak manages to get away to Monik. Monik cuts it in now. Rusvidzo. He did have Divan out on his right, and he saw him, but the ball was just a little bit too fast and a little bit too wide. The ball goes out of play.
Yeah, just overhit that pass by Rusvidzo. Probably should have backed himself and just kept running towards goal. He's got the pace and the trickery to keep on going in that situation.
Arak now. Inman, who's been pretty quiet, knocking it back to the substitute keeper. Rusvidzo now. Golevsky. Was it McFarlane coming across, knocks the ball out of play? No, it wasn't McFarlane. That was, I think it was Weir, wasn't it? Out on that far side. Hope now for Green Gully. Ricochets off Hope, and the ball goes out of play. And that was Lachlan Weir able to knock the ball into Hope and earn a free throw in. Cholina now. Rusvidzo on the far side. They're knocking the ball around in a very, very confined space there right in front of the players' race, and it's going to be another throw in to St Albans, this time about 15 metres further up the field. 1 and 10, they'd say in gridiron, I think. But this is not gridiron, this is NPL football, and boy, what a great season we've had so far. And it's going to be quite sad in a month's time. Well, when the finals come on, and then after the finals, what are we going to do, Mark, for 4 or 5 months?
Unfortunately, spend more time with our family, don't you?
And here's an opportunity for Gully, but it beautifully anticipated there by Fletcher McFarlane, who got there before Josh Hope had a chance to control it with his head. Ball goes out of play for a corner.
It was superb defending from Fletcher McFarlane. Looked like Josh Hope was going to get onto the end of that, but McFarlane came out of nowhere and cleared his lines. You know, if he didn't manage to get there, there was a free header for Hope in the 6-yard box.
And it's a corner kick now for Green Gully. An opportunity for them as it's punched away by Bulich. Cleared away by Cholina. Looking for Golevsky. Divan now. Almost stumbles over the ball and manages to get a throw in. Speaking of what we're going to do when the summer season comes, I always remember the words of Green Gully assistant coach Craig Filer when he was a commentator last season, previous seasons, and he used to say, well, when the season finishes, I'll have to get to know my wife. If my wife's listening, oh dear, another few more weeks to go. But Arak now looking for Divan, but he's unable to get on the end of it, and the ball trickles away to Kuminao. Cholina intercepts that one. Hodges now. Back with Hodges. That's going to be a free kick to Green Gully. Josh Divan running into, I can't see, he's on the ground, he's rolling around who that player was, but he did deserve a free kick on that occasion, the Green Gully player.
I was lucky he didn't get a yellow card for that, Josh Divan. It was very late.
So the wind knocked out of him, and he slowly gets up with the aid of his assistant there. Referee goes over to Divan just to warn him. And Morgan, the referee, has done a really good job tonight. He He's intervened where he's had to intervene. He's let it go where he's had to let it go. And he seems to have the game under control, which is what you want of your officials. Dragicic out to his left. Back to Dragicic on the edge of the box. This is dangerous for Green Gully. And it takes deflection of one of the Green Gully defenders, and that slowed that cross. Arok manages to keep it in play, almost chases his own ball. And is that a free kick? Yes, it is a free kick. This time Galevsky conceding that. Lockhead knocks it over to his right-hand side. Gully still in possession. They've had a lot of the ball in the last 5 or so minutes, but they don't seem to be able to penetrate, as you mentioned, Mark, that almost impenetrable midfield and defence line of St Albans Dynamos.
Green Gully have had those 2 really good opportunities, but both those opportunities were from St Albans losing the ball in the middle of the park. In their build-up play, Green Gully's really struggled to create any dangerous moments for St Albans.
All things need to change, and they need to change very, very quickly for the home side if they want to get back into this game. With, 39 minutes gone, like I said, there'll probably be some minutes added on after the regular time expires because of that injury to Liam Driscoll, who was substituted, the only substitution of the game thus far. Eliopoulos read it well, clearing it further afield. Green Gully looking for options. Josh Hope in the middle of the park. There's not much coming. But Hodges now gets it out there to win. Back to Hodges. They're slowly inching forward. Hope. In the middle of the park is Inman. They are patient, I'll give them that. But apart from being patient, Green Gully also need to start finding holes in the St Albans Dynamo defence. And it looks like the ball's trickled out of play. Hope wasn't able to keep it within the confines of the pitch, and it is going to be a goal kick to St Albans Dynamo.
They were being patient in that build-up, but then again just forced the pass that wasn't on. Hope was never going to get to that.
Gideon Arok now. Less than 5 minutes now of regulation time in his first half. It's the visitors at the moment looking very, very good. Currently 2-0 up. And it's still 0-0 over at Dandenong City halfway through the first half. Interesting result there if that stays the way it stays like that. Because at the moment they would have just inched into the top 6, but then Hume City still have got a game to play a little bit later on. And as you said, Mark, earlier in the broadcast, in the stream, there's 4 games today, and every one of them has, well, apart from this game here, every one of them has a direct bearing on the top 6. So it certainly makes for an entertaining Friday night of football.
Well, this one has a bearing on it too, Tonchi. If Green Gully can turn it around in that second half, that they'll move into the top 6, until Hume's game is finalised.
You're absolutely right there, yeah. The way things are progressing, though, at the moment, it's going to be Dynamo overtaking Green Gully into 8th position, and then having that sniff of finals football. There's 3 games to go, 3 rounds to go. Hope now. Out to Hodges. Hope overlapping now on the left-hand side. Goes towards the back post. Too far for his... for Abdullah there.
Been the story of Grand Gully's night so far, that moment. Just overhit passes, killing them in their attacking third. Just really struggling to break down this St Albans defence tonight. Could have been a different story early on in the game, though. Abdullah had that chance in the first minute.
They certainly have had their fair share of chances, which they didn't take, and here's an opportunity now for them to do something. Jock gets around Arok. He's on the edge of the box. Let's fly with a half-calculated attempt there. That goes well wide of the post, and I think Bulic there, Marko Bulic, the Dinamo goalkeeper, he didn't even flinch there. Didn't even blink. He didn't need to.
Yeah, didn't get any bend on it whatsoever, no. Jock, with that attempt.
We recap, Joey Monek opened the scoring with a fantastic left-footed effort in the 11th minute. And then captain Joseph Cholina pounced on a defensive blunder by Green Gully right inside the penalty box, right in front of goal. And he was able to make it 2-0 after 29 minutes. Cholina now. Out to Rusvidzo. He's got a bit of space. He's coming towards the edge of the box. And went a little bit too far, just a couple of inches too far. Arok now to Monek. Back to Arok. Dragicevic in the middle of the park. Twists, then turns, changes direction. To Golevsky. Once again, look at that play by the youngster. He's going to get a free kick. And didn't he position his body well? And really made it difficult for his Green Gully defender.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Tonchi. His football IQ, as they say, is on another level. His understanding of how to use his body and in the right moment, twist and turn, straws a foul in that moment.
Organise!
You know, most players at this level in particular would just probably, just stand up and play the pass back. But he had the intelligence to know there was space behind him.
And Dragicevic and Monek, I think, standing over the ball. We've got 3 minutes of added time. There's to the back post there. It's back with Monek. He's got a bit of time now to chip it forward, but it's going to be cleared away by the Gully defence. Only as far as Fletcher McFarlane, who knocks it further afield. And all Paul Hodges could do on that occasion was knock the ball out. And is another throw-in to St Albans Dinamo. Arok, Cholina, back to Arok, back to Cholina. Cholina now has got it on the edge of the box. He finds Monek. Onto his left foot again, to the back post. There's no one there. Dragicevic now at the top of the box. Back with Dragicevic, who knocks it all the way back to Fletcher McFarlane. We are on that far side. And there's an opportunity there. That's guys missing. Josh Golevsky knocking that ball a little bit too hard. And goal kick to Green Gully. We've only got, I think, something like a minute and a half left of this opening half. It's been a commanding performance by the men in blue in this first half, and they'll go into this half-time break with a well-deserved 2-0 lead, unless something out of the ordinary happens in these last 60 seconds. McFarlane now tries to bulldoze his way through and concedes a free kick there. There's a referee now. Signals he wants the ball back a little bit. About 15 metres inside Green Gully's attacking half. Surely must be the last attempt of the first half.
Yeah, you would say it would be. St Albans really need to switch on here. You don't want to concede a goal right on half-time.
Tense moments for the Dinamo defence. And a moment of opportunity for the Green Gully attack. Still an opportunity for Gully. And what a goal! What an incredible goal! Joshua Heaton. What an incredible goal on his right foot just minutes before the half-time break. And this is exactly what Green Gully needed, exactly what St Albans Dynamo did not want.
Yeah, well, I said it just before he took that free kick. St Albans needed to switch on. You don't want to concede just before half-time. Struggled to win that second ball after that initial clearance and just allowed Hayden to have that space. And what a strike, really. Hit that perfectly for a centre-back as well. And now he's got his side back into the game right on the stroke of half-time.
Well, there it is. It's half-time whistle blows here at Green Gully Reserve. And it's Green Gully 1, St Albans 2. And that wonder strike from Joshua Heaton just moments earlier has really ensured that we are going to have a brilliant, grandstanding finish here in the second half. We cannot wait. We'll be back in 15 minutes. And until then, don't go too far away from this live stream. NPLVIC. Let's go! Welcome back to the Green Gully Reserve as we get the second half started now. Score is 2-1, and it was that one goal right towards the end there at the first half by Josh Heaton in stoppage time that has really opened up this game in a big way. If you're just joining us now, it's Tonchi Prusak in the commentary position, and alongside me, Mark Ivkovic. Mark, how did you see that first half?
Yeah, it was an entertaining first half of football. I thought St Albans really controlled the play. And it didn't create too many chances besides the 2 goals that they scored, but really dictated the flow of the game. Allowed Green Gully back into it, conceding that goal right on the stroke of half-time.
And here's an opportunity for Green Gully to equalise. I think that was Lockhead who had a bit of a shot. He had a great shot on the edge of the box, but came off one of the Dynamo players, and it's going to be a free kick now to Green Gully. No? Throw in. No, it's a free kick to Dynamo on that far side in front of the coaches, in front of the players' race. At some stages, Dynamo's defence looked like they were leaking, and then at times Green Gully's defence did so as well, and that really contributed to that second goal by Joseph Cholin in the 29th minute. But we have a very, very exciting second half ahead of us, folks. And as we kick off, there's some very important games as well kicking off later tonight as well. And Hume City and Port Melbourne and Preston Lions and Melbourne Victory. Those games have just kicked off. Josh Hope now for Green Gully. And was that Abdullah on that occasion, Amir with onto his left foot. Yep. And ball goes out to play, goal kick to St Albans Dynamo. But we've got 7 minutes into the game at Hume City. 0-0 and Preston Lions. Very important game, that one, as well. Not only as far as Preston solidifying their spot in the top 6, but Melbourne Victory, who are currently third last, that could be the end of their season, and that will have a direct implication here, because if St Albans can maintain this result, they will certainly be safe from any chance of a relegation. A lot can happen in this second half. Oliver Dragicevic intercepts, gets the ball, he goes forward. Josh Hope uses his body on that occasion. Great little turn there by was that Lockhead? Joseph Cholina now in the middle of the park, and just couldn't control it as Crooks now throws it forward.
Green Gully's made a double change at half-time, Tonchi, that they didn't put up on the board at the start of the second half. So Gianluca Iannucci and Kifle have come on in place of Paul Hodges and Ryan Inman, both substituted at half-time.
There we go. So movement on the bench at half-time. That's 3 substitutions they've made. Originally, Liam Driscoll was between the sticks, and injury forced him off the field, and Brandon Kuminao replaced him towards the end of that first half. So David Chick, the Green Gully captain, the coach, is certainly active as far as his tactical changes is concerned, and he has to be, I guess, Mark. They're playing for their season, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, 100%, and that's probably why they made the double sub at half-time as well, because they had to use one of their substitution windows so early into the game with the goalkeeper change.
Rusvidze's got 3 players around him. He manages to get almost past all of them. Abdullah now with the Dragicic bearing down on him. Ansel knocks it to Cholina, who knocks it now out to Arok on that far side. He finds Joey Monek. Dynamo stringing a series of passes together, but Arok loses the ball on that occasion. Green Gully now go back into attack. Monek bearing down. Arrock now back in it. Monac so too. Joseph Cholina now goes looking for Oliver Dragicic in the middle of the park, but intercepted by Lockhead. It's a frenetic opening to this second half. Players from both sides looking for an opportunity to go forward. Eliopoulos. Dragicevic now. He goes for a drive. He had 3 players to get around. He couldn't really do too much there.
Yeah, just didn't see Iannucci coming at that last second. Probably took one touches too many there in the middle of the park.
Iannucci, since he's come on, is looking very fiery, looking really ready to get things moving. And he's obviously got some instructions from the coach. Abdallah out to the far side on his left-hand side. This is a dangerous, as Green Gully come, and series of half shots. And another attempt there. That could have gone anywhere by Iannucci. If it had have taken a deflection, it did in the end, which slowed the ball, but that could have been quite a dangerous one for Dinamo. Green Gully looking very dangerous in these opening stages of the second half, Mark.
Yeah, they've started the second half really positively. You know, that goal on the stroke of half-time would have given a different team talk for David Chick, really. You know, they just needed to come out firing. Would have taken a lot of positives from that goal.
Diven now tries to get past his opponent, and he better watch himself. He's been very physical on many occasions. Ansel now knocking it back to Bulic. I guess it's a case of Dinamo really needs to ride out the storm here, and possibly even hit Green Gully on the counter, because Gully really are pushing forward in numbers, and when you do that, it exposes the possibility on a fast break that you could be caught across their middle and back line. But for the moment, they're certainly looking like they're very much in control of proceedings here.
Yeah, 100% agree with that one, Tonchi. It's quite similar to the way the game started. That first 5 minutes of the game, Green Gully was really in St Albans' face. And then St Albans seemed to settle things down.
And a very ambitious attempt there by Abdallah. Did see Bulic off his line slightly, but the way he kicked that, it didn't have much of a dip, so there wasn't too much concern there for the St Albans faithful.
He's got a long 45 minutes ahead of him, Marko Bulic, with those young kids behind the goals, with the vuvuzelas blowing it right into him.
Yeah. We're finding it annoying here, and we're on the halfway line. Imagine being right next to him. Well, there are 4 games at the moment happening tonight in the NPL Victoria competition. This is the only one where we've had any goals. Dandenong City and Oakley Cannons 0-0 at half-time. Hume City and Port Melbourne, that's still 0-0 after 13 minutes. And same thing at BT Connor Reserve, where Preston Lions taking on Melbourne Victory. So all the entertainment certainly is here at Green Gully Reserve, where we've got the absolute pleasure of calling the game here tonight. Round 23 of the NPL Victoria competition after this. 3 rounds remaining, and not only is it going to be a battle for a top 6 berth, but also to avoid the bottom 3 relegation spots.
Well, if you look at the live ladder, Tonchi, if it stays the way it is, St Albans only 3 points off that 6th spot.
And who would have thought? We said this right at the very start of the match, at the start of the stream, 4 weeks ago. Who would have thought that St Albans would be knocking on the door of the top 6? They would have been quite happy just to be avoiding the relegation zone. But 4 wins in a row, and if they take all 3 points here, there'll be 5 wins in a row and 3 draws prior to that against top 3 teams. So they certainly are in a very good form at the moment, but that could change very, very quickly. Gully, surge forward. Here's an opportunity. Calls for a penalty. The referee says no, waves on. Abdullah again, he's been really dangerous in these opening stages of the second half, the first 10 minutes. He's really posing a lot of problems there for the St Albans defence on that right-hand side. There's going to be a free kick now to Green Gully. All the appealing, all the yelling from the Gully bench has paid dividends.
Yeah, they don't mind
Got
that.
a free kick.
But St Albans, you know, bringing the pressure upon themselves at the moment. Just can't clear their lines. Probably just need to send the ball long. Just, you know, get a breather. Under a bit of pressure now from Green Gully.
There's some tall timber making their way into the box there. And the goal scorer amongst them, Heaton, Josh Heaton. He's lurking all around the box. He's certainly going to be a target, I'd say. Is punched away by Bullich. And a striking effort there. Was that Lockhead?
It was a fair effort from Lockhead. Wasn't too far away.
Yeah. He had a bit of space there. Got onto his left foot.
Right side, door.
You just sense that Gully are really starting to take over. And they're looking very dangerous. And we did say Dinamo now need to ride out that storm, as Josh Diven now, if he had got a touch there, that could have been really dangerous for Green Gully. And it is end-to-end stuff here at Green Gully Reserve. Very composed there by Fletcher McFarlane to Ansell, on to Arok, to Monek, back to Arok, Dragicevic now. Bundled off the ball. This is a dangerous situation for the visitors. The green and whites looking to find a gap towards the back post. Abdullah was there, but Josh Hope now tries to fight for the ball. Rusvidzo now managing to use both his feet. Absolutely fantastic football. He absolutely ran past, well, 2-3 players and using both his left and his right foot, but it's back with Green Gully now as they go into attack. On the edge of the box on the far side. Lockhead now lurking on the edge of the box, and here's an opportunity, and confidently taken there by Marko Bulic.
It was a good ball into the area. Dorjok was lurking. Bulic did well to come off his line and grab that one.
No bounce out.
Elion Kifle on the other side, I think. He's been another player who's come on at halftime, and he's been looking very, very dangerous, just like Yanucci. So definitely it seems to be a good move by the Green Gully coach, David Chick, to instill a little bit of fresh legs, a little bit of fresh venom into the Green Gully side, and they certainly have in the opening 13 or so minutes looked quite dangerous, quite potent.
Yeah, they've definitely lifted their intensity, pressing St Albans quite high. There is a bit of a strong wind going towards that goal as well. That maybe St Albans had that advantage in that first half.
I'm just looking at the trees on the far side, and yeah, quite a strong wind has picked up. I would say that certainly in the last maybe 15-20 minutes, particularly over the half-time interval, that it started to really pick up. Although the flags and the way the direction they're blowing sort of seems to be saying it's favouring, or should be favouring, St Albans, the end that St Albans are kicking to.
Very blustery at the moment.
It is. Rusvidzo now. Great control there. Knocking it to Weir. He looks for Joey Monak on the far side. The thaw was good, the execution not so. And now Gully will look to turn defence into attack. Lockhead in the middle of the park to Hope. He threads it out to Crooks right in front of us. Back to Lockhead, who goes in the middle of the park to Ianucci. He stops, he props, he turns around. Dinamo now. Dragicic tries to knock it out to Rusvidzo. Rusvidzo now has the ball. Manages to control it. His close ball control skills have been absolutely unreal to watch, haven't they, Mark?
Yeah, he's really good in these tight areas. You think, he's going to lose the ball, but his footwork is sensational. And
the fact that he confidently uses both his feet gives him a very good advantage in that regard.
We spoke in the first half about St Albans really controlling that midfield there. They're definitely losing that battle at the moment. Just can't get a grip of it at the moment. A little bit stretched too. You mentioned the Iannucci coming on. He has had a big impact in that base of the midfield for Green Gully.
We'll keep an eye out on the other live scores happening around the grounds at the moment, because they will have a direct impact on that top six, the makeup of the top six in the live ladder the way it stands at the moment. But it's Crooks who knocks it all the way back. Iannucci now in the middle of the park. Looks to get past Rusvidzo. Tries to cut it inside. And here's an opportunity for Green Gully. A very dangerous situation for Gully. And it's attempted to clear by Rusvidzo. Goes in the middle of the park. Monek's there. But he's got two players to contend with. Josh Hope now onto his right boot. Iannucci in the middle of the park again. And Hope now gets it out to the left where the Kifle's on the far side. And he taps it straight to Marko Bulic there. And he goes to ground and says, folks, let's take a breather, because this is getting very, very intense.
What a couple of minutes there for Green Gully.
Yeah.
And all started that great pass by Iannucci and the ball across the face. Arok really put his body on the line to block that initial shot. It's just been wave of attack after attack for Green Gully at the moment. You feel like a goal's coming at any moment. St Albans really need to look at things and just settle things down a little bit.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? Depending on what happens over the next few minutes, if Gully doesn't capitalise on this period of ascendancy, they'll only be kicking themselves, because they've really, really taken the game to the visitors, and they've had numerous opportunities to find that elusive equaliser. They haven't been able to do so, and Gideon Arok now is on the ground, requiring some medical attention. In the meantime, some of the Dinamo players, and it's almost like a repeat of what we had in the first half when Driscoll went down almost halfway through the half, that it was an opportunity for players from both teams to take a little bit of a break and also just reassess what they need to do.
Well, it's definitely come at a good time for St Albans. They do need to regroup. We spoke about the first half. Green Gully really struggled to create any clear-cut chances, in ball possession. But it's been the complete opposite in this second half, dominating the possession, really penetrating that St Albans defence.
Well, as we see, Arok walking off the park to get some medical attention. At this stage, it doesn't look like anyone on St Albans bench is warming up just yet. So the Dinamo coach, Cameron Watson, probably has confidence that Arok will get back on the park. And as we speak, he's ready to come back onto the pitch. The referee, Jack Morgan, is just saying, not yet. Now he's signalling for him to make his way back on the park, and he gets back on, and once again it's 11 v 11.
Well, this finals race has taken a twist. Tonchi, Port Melbourne has taken the lead against Hume City.
Wow. Who would have thought there?
And that's probably the game that's got the most bearing of a result on this particular game.
Indeed it does. And I guess as the live ladder sounds, it looks like Dandenong City then will jump into in the 6 at the moment. It's 0-0 over at their ground in their clash against Oakley Cannons. And that game's entering the second half. Gully with the ball now. Hope, who's started to get a lot more involved in the game. We all know how much of an influence he can have on the proceedings. Dinamo pushing forward. Josh Diven bearing down. Rusvidze now trying to stop the ball from going into the attacking half. Ansel knocks it forward. Gulevsky. What can he do? A little bit of shirt pulling, arm pulling. Iannucci now twists, turns, changes direction. Gets it to Lockhead right in front of our commentary position. Rusvidze bearing down on him. Lockhead keeps on going. Ansel got in the way there. Dragicevic now to Cholina, but he loses the ball, and now it's an opportunity for Green Gully on the far side. And, well, that almost found its way into an open space and dangerously close, but Bulic managed to quickly recover and get that ball to Dragicevic. Now Rusvidze back to Dragicevic. Knocks it to Cholina in the middle of the park. Gulevsky. Dinamo desperately looking for an opportunity to go forward. And Lockie Weir now managing to evoke a free kick.
I just can't seem to settle things down at the moment, St Albans. This game's playing at a very frenetic pace. Probably what we expected, Tonchi, leading into the game, you know, with so much on the line, both sides so close to each other on the table as well.
You're going to, I guess, have these ebbs and flows throughout the game. Trying to maintain that intensity throughout the game is very difficult. But Rusvidze now, who's been very dangerous with both of his feet, he, on that occasion wasn't able to get past his Gully opponent. And Lachlan Weir with desperately reaching out with his foot, gets the ball out, and it's a throw into Green Gully, right on the half line. Matthew Crooks with the ball, looking for options. Going forward, Cholina intercepts. Rusvidze. And the ball's going to float all the way back to where Marko Bulic is able to pick it up inside his box, inside his penalty box, and it's got 23 minutes to go. There's plenty of time for both sides to get a result here. Arup now, bullocking run. He stumbles and loses possession of the ball, and now it's an opportunity for Gully. Abdullah, now this is very dangerous for St Albans, and there is the equaliser against the run of play. And we talked about this happening in the first half. This is where St Albans could find their downfall on that fast break, and that's exactly what's happened. I didn't see who gave that ball. That was a beautiful ball, and found Abdullah in space, and he managed to, on the edge of the box, shoot past Marko Bulic, and we've got a game here at Green Gully Reserve. It's 2-2.
Yeah, that was all Gianluca Iannucci, Tonchi. That was, you know, he won that ball off a rock in the middle of the park, looked up, fantastic ball over the top. You know, couldn't time that pass any better to the most dangerous man probably in the competition in that situation. Amir Abdullah, was no doubt he was going to finish that. Great finish into the back of the net. Well, probably a deserved equaliser really for Green Gully.
Well, he's been looking very, very dangerous throughout this second half, Amir Abdullah, and he capped that off by getting on the edge of that pass, and well, suddenly things have taken a dramatic turn here at Green Gully Reserve, with the scores now 2-2.
Well, the warning signs were there for St Albans. You know, Rock really lost that ball in a really dangerous area.
There's a bit of a tussle happening now, and the referee is very quick to come over to that side to separate the players. Discipline-wise, he's certainly been in control of things, Jack Morgan, the referee, and on this occasion, he's certainly not going to let those two players just get away without issuing a yellow card to both of them. So it's Josh Diven and Eliopoulos, the captain. There's a bit of chitting and chatting on the sidelines from the coaching staff there at Green Gully, as well as the players on the park.
Well, Dandenong City's taken the lead, Tonchi, so it's twists and turns tonight.
It really is. I tell you what, it's an absolutely fantastic night of football.
Hume City's just got an equaliser, 1-1 against Port Melbourne now.
And that still, I think, thrusts Dandenong City into the top 6 as the live ladder goes. So, yeah, there's a lot of action now happening at the other grounds as well. 2 minutes ago, the only goals that were scored was here, and now all of a sudden goals are raining aplenty at the other grounds as well. We've got at least another 20 minutes of this game to go. Rusvitso now gets past Iannucci. Golevsky fighting for the ball. He's got a bit of space, Golevsky. Monek to Dragicevic, to Cholina, back to Dragicevic. He stops, he props, he turns. And you can see that the Dinamo players, especially across the midfield, there's a little bit of that. They're dropping a little bit of their confidence. They're getting a little bit and here's an opportunity, a dangerous opportunity. Blulich now. Very, very calm, very, very collected. Excellent play there by the Dinamo custodian. Cholina trying to bundle his way through it. As the ball's knocked over to Josh Golevsky, goes to Monak. There's a few holes, a few gaps here. Here's an opportunity for St Albans Dinamo as the wind really picks up and makes things very difficult. Josh Diven knocks it back out looking for Cholina. But it's Abdullah on that far side. That wind is really becoming a key factor, isn't it now? It's swirling and it's becoming quite strong, Mark.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Tonchi. I was just thinking that in the last few seconds that it's definitely picked up and it's really contributing to this game because, you know, it's just swirling around this wind, so you don't really know where the ball's going to go when you're passing it.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some movement on the St Albans Dinamo bench in the next few minutes. Monak now looking for an opportunity to go forward. He goes across instead. Oliver Dragicevic is there. Weir in the middle of the park. Golevsky. He lets fly with a powerful shot that in the end doesn't go too far wide of Brandon Kuminal's upright. And just as I said, there may be some movement happening on the Dinamo bench. It looks like there's going to be a double substitution with Alec Mills and Nicholas Kirk coming on, and we're just going to wait and see who is going to be coming off. Looks like Joey Monek is one of them, and possibly Oliver Dragicevic, and he seems to be grimacing a little bit. So I'm not too sure if there's a little bit of a injury concern there. I think he's just run himself absolutely ragged, the youngster.
Yeah, might have just ran out of gas. You can't forget St Albans did play on Sunday afternoon, so it's a decent turnaround for them. Might be a little bit of a reshuffle for St Albans, Tonchi. Fletcher McFarlane pushing into midfield now with Oliver Dragicevic coming off, Alec Mills going into the centre of defence.
I think what happened there was you could see that across the midfield, the Green Gullies, particularly as far as their physicality, they were really starting to take over. And Cameron Watson now has been forced to make some changes. And let's see if this tactical change is going to bear dividends.
Well, they were double teaming Dragicevic as well.
Yeah.
You know, they really dominated that midfield. Maybe McFarlane going in there will give him a bit more, bit more solid in the middle of the park, allow him to win those second balls and maybe control the game again.
Eliopoulos now looking for an opportunity across the middle of the park. There's a free kick there for Dinamo, without a doubt. Lockhead going in very hard and probably uncalculated, so to speak, but he's conceded a free kick as Joseph Cholina quickly takes it, knocks it back to Ansell, who goes to his left where Arok is there. Nicholas Kirk, the player who's just come on, getting his first touch. Ball goes out of play, and it is going to be a throw into the men in blue.
Well, Tonchi, for those that don't listen to the best podcast going around, the NPL Victoria podcast, I did tip during the week that this game would end in St Albans with a 3-2 victory and possibly the game of the season. I think the way the game's going, it's definitely lived up to the billing. It's this is definitely one of the games of the season. This is just flying by, this game at the moment.
It's had its moments for both teams, and as we said, the ebbs and the flows will happen. As here come Dinamo again. Here's an opportunity now. Ball goes out to Josh Diven. He's got a couple of players across the middle. He goes to the far back post and here's an opportunity for Joseph Cholina. Ball skews off the side of his boot. He saw it. He saw the opportunity there. But it just went a little bit, whether it was the wind that had a factor or maybe took his eye off the ball at that crucial last second. Either way, it's an opportunity now for Green Gully just to settle things down, as it's a goal kick. And Kumi now is taking his time. He's happy to sort of go for the long ball and let the wind do its business.
Yeah, just didn't get that connection that he wanted, Joey Cholina. Just needed to hit it like he hit when he hit it for that second goal of the game this evening.
Yeah, on that occasion he really capitalised on the Green Gully defence making a blunder. Since then they've been very well composed. They've really made up for that mistake in the first half, and slowly but surely they've got back into the game, and it's 2-2 now. We've got parity here at Green Gully Reserve.
Well, that chance is the only time that St Albans has really got it in behind that Green Gully defence in the second half.
It'll be interesting to see what happens over these last 15 or so minutes. Tactically, as both coaches now will look to no doubt make some changes. There's another substitution imminent for St Albans. Mikael Platt about to come on and adding bringing on another attacker like that, who has got the ability to change the game. That tells you that Cameron Watson and his team are certainly after a result here. They're not happy to just get a draw. They need a win, and they want a win. And slotted away there by Josh Hope, but slotted away to Bulich's left-hand side, and it was kind of a lukewarm attempt there, as the substitution is about to be made, and Josh Diven coming off, and to be replaced by Mikael Platt up front.
Yeah, well, like you said, St Albans don't want to die wondering. A draw does nothing for their season, really. They need to go for it and push and try and get a winner.
And Platt now already into the thick of the action. He didn't manage to get a touch there, but he has now, and he slipped over at the crucial moment. So he's going to need a little bit of that, period to adjust to the slippery surface out there. There's Nick Ansell now. Arok now. It's going to get a yellow card on that occasion. It did make contact with the ball, but the referee's saying it was a very, very late tackle. What did you make of that one, Mark?
It did look like he got the ball from where we are, Tonchi.
Interesting decision that, but the referee was certainly in a better position than we were, right in front of where it happened. So Gideon Arok has copped a yellow card, and it is a free kick to Green Gully in front of the undercover seating area here at Green Gully Reserve, where the Dinamo supporters are stationed, and they've been pretty quiet in this second half. They were quite vocal in the first half. But here we go with another attempt by Green Gully to go forward, safely taken by Marko Bulic. A little bit of nerves creeping into the game from both sides. Still 0-0 in the game between Preston Lions and Melbourne Victory, and that's just before half-time. There's Dinamo now. Arok out to Nicholas Kirk. Knocks it to Rusvidzo, who almost took it too easy on that occasion.
Yeah, didn't get his bottom positioning right there, Tonchi.
No.
It just never looked like that ball was going to go on target with the way he lined it up.
I think whether he caught him off guard or whether he just sort of just underestimated the attempt there. Either way, it's a goal kick now to Green Gully, and we're entering the last 10 minutes of regular time here at Green Gully Reserve. Has been an epic battle. It has been an epic battle. And yet, yes, we're going to see yet another substitution. And Lucas Burns, who has got the ability to be very, very dynamic on the wing. And attempt there by Fletcher McFarlane to push the ball forward as Lucas Burns is about to come on, and we'll just see who he's going to replace. It looks like he is going to replace Sean Rusvidzo over here on the left-hand flank. And this could be quite an interesting move. I think this could be, well, potentially a match-winning move, because Burns has got that ability to really set the attack alight. But it's Platt now. Goes out to his left. McFarlane now. Josh Hope switching the ball now to Amir Abdullah on their far side. Gully looking dangerous as they go forward again. And parried away, and here's an opportunity to... there's a goalmouth scramble there, Mark. Did you see that?
Yeah, Alec Mills cleared it off the line. Dorjock got on the end of that great cross-in from Kiflay. Luckily for St Albans, Alec Mills was there.
A lot of desperation in the Dinamo defence. And it was needed because Gully was looking very dangerous. It's a corner now. Dinamo desperately trying to clear it away. Can they do something against the run of play? Nicholas Kirk on that side. He turns. Great ball control on that occasion. He's got Joseph Cholina in space on this left-hand side. Out to Lucas Burns. He loses the ball as it's cleared away, but Mills now. McFarlane. Arok on the right-hand side, being one of Dinamo's best players, in my opinion. It's been very well, and he's got the ball again. He deviates into the middle of the park. Lachlan Weir now to the back post, but there's no one there. Goes all the way to the far side. And Cholina now takes a deflection. I think it might have been Iannucci who saved the day for Green Gully on that occasion. Cholina once again with the ball. Arok.
Hit that with some
back to Cholina. Cholina in the thick of it completely at the moment. McFarlane now. Back to Cholina. He's got about 5 touches in the last 60 seconds. And now Gully turned defence into attack. And this is very, very dangerous for Dinamo. And Arok now. Very cool and calm. End-to-end stuff. Absolute end-to-end stuff here. Josh Golevsky now. Back to Arok. The Gully players all streaming back as fast as they can. McFarlane. Cholina covering a lot of distance. Gosh, these players come the end of the game are going to be absolutely knackered. Mikael Platt inside the box. He turns around and a bit of an attempt at there. And it was, goodness me, it's hard to even keep up with so much that is going on. Josh Hope giving some hope to the Green Gully team. And you called it. This is the game of the season. It is just epic end-to-end stuff, Mark.
Yeah, just that was a big opportunity for St Albans. Tonchi, great work by good ball by Joe Cholin breaking the lines. And just Burns got a good shot onto it, but just scrambled away again by Green Gully. Jeez, this is anyone's ball game in the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, it can still go either way. And I dare say there'll probably be a little bit of time added on. Not too much. Lucas Burns now. Ball's knocked all the way back to Heaton, I think, who goes forward. Mills now knocks it back. It's aerial ping-pong at the moment. Back with Mills. And there was, I think, an offside called there as Lachlan Weir tried to get the ball out. But it is quickly taken away. And Abdullah now knocks it out to the far side. Arrock. Nicholas Kirk, but it's intercepted there by Lockhead. He streams back into the middle of the park, looking for any options. Abdullah. He's on his left foot. Arrock clears away. He's been the Rock of Gibraltar in that backline for St Albans Dynamo tonight. But it's not over. The pressure is relentless. And here's an opportunity. It's cleared away by Nick Ansell at the decisive moment. Goodness me, I'm going to have to catch my breath here because this is just absolutely dynamite, this game tonight.
Yeah, but especially the last 10-15 minutes, it's really stepped up another level.
Tell you what, there's adrenaline surging through the commentary box. You imagine the players out there. It is really exciting stuff. NPL Victoria football at its absolute finest. Corner for Green Gully. To the back post. Cleared away by Mills yet again. He's done this on a couple of occasions. Abdullah. There's a sea of legs, sea of arms. In the end, I think it was once again Alec Mills, and he's done this, I think, in the last 5 minutes, probably on 4 or 5 very, very important clearances, desperate clearances. Stay with us, folks, because I think there's a lot more action left in this game. Not much time left, but I reckon there's a lot more action, and there may well be another goal. And as you predicted, Mark, 3-2, Dynamo win. Could it happen? Certainly anything is possible at the moment. There's a lot of pressing from Dynamo at the moment. Bullich coming out very, very confidently, very, very bravely. And he wanted to release that ball. He saw Lucas Burns in space. Joseph Cholina to Arrock. But it's intercepted and Gully now has the ball. It's going to be a free kick there. Oh.
Silly foul to give away. Yeah. Very dangerous area for Green Gully.
Very quickly taken. Kicked in the middle of the park. It's headed there by, I think that was Eliopoulos. Clearance away there. And Cholina trying to... now, who was that? Was it someone? Was that Lockhead that was clipped down? Or looks like he's on the ground. But anyway, Gully with the ball on the edge of the box on the far side. There's too many blue shirts around. Josh Golevsky knocking out to, I think it's Ansell on their far side. And here come Dynamo against the run of play. But it's well stopped there by is it Heaton? Josh Heaton, the scorer of the first goal for Green Gully. The tall centre back. He knocked the ball out of play, and it is a throw into St Albans Dynamo. We've got 1 minute to go of regulation time. I dare say there probably might be 3 or 4 minutes left. Ball goes out of play, and it is a throw in now to Green Gully. Looks like there's going to be a substitution made for Green Gully. Shifa Ahmed warming up on the bench as ball goes out of play. It's still not out of danger for Dinamo. Amir Abdullah knocks it back patiently to Crooks. Goes all the way back to his captain, Eliopoulos. Heaton on the far side. And Abdullah's on the far side. Here's an opportunity for Lockheed. He knocks it back now. Josh Hope on the edge there. And here's an opportunity that's going to take a deflection, and it looks like it is going to be a corner. And in the meantime, we may have another substitution here for Green Gully, or maybe not.
Lockheed needed to hit that in that moment. The space opened up for him. There's no need to play it back to Josh Hope.
And the fourth official has just signalled that there's going to be 4 minutes of added time. In a very dangerous situation for Dinamo here. They're going to have to really defend very well as... that went past everyone and almost took a headed deflection into goal. And the substitution now is going to be made for Green Gully. And it's Dorjak coming off, and he's being replaced by number 20 there, Shifa Ahmed. We've already got 1 minute of stoppage time. There's 3 minutes left. And... Get up! Cover, Jay! Mikael Platt on that far side. Joseph Chulin on the middle of the box. Calls for a penalty. The referee says no, waves play on, and it is going to be a goal kick. There's
big call.
Plastic chairs and everything flying on the Dinamo bench. They were adamant that that was a penalty. And the fourth official has certainly got his work cut out, trying to calm the benches. As the ball goes out, it's a throw-in now to St Albans. And that is going to be a very, very contentious decision.
Just watch the back, Tonchi. I don't know how that wasn't given a penalty. It was a clear foul inside the box and Joey Cholina there.
I mean, that could be a season-defining decision that by the referee, Jack Morgan, who has had a pretty good game up until now, and that is going to be a very, very controversial decision. Now, that could have changed things around completely, and would have changed things around completely. Lucas Burns now going forward to Mikael Platt. Platt's brought down. He still keeps going. And it's a late challenge there, late tackle, and he's going to cop a yellow card. And a free kick to Green Gully.
Heavy challenge there from Mikael Platt, just throwing his body around. I don't think there was any intent in it, but definite yellow card.
We're into the last minute of play here at Green Gully Reserve, and the way things are travelling, could be a draw. As the substitute there, Shifa Ahmed, goes for an ambitious effort, but Bullich seemed to have that under control, although he did sort of signal that he might have lost it momentarily in the lights. But Mills now goes for a long ball, long pass. Was it Gulevsky in the middle? Cholina now. Joseph Cholina, who is very unlucky probably not to have received that penalty, but he's got the ball, or had the ball. Mikael Platt now bundled off the ball there by Heaton. Knocks it back to his goalkeeper, who clears it away desperately. This could be the last play of the day, and it was. And the end result here at Green Gully Reserve, a stalemate, a 2-2 draw. And to say that this game was an entertaining, an epic end-to-end clash between two very entertaining sides is an understatement. What a game. Not the result that St Albans wanted, probably not a result that Green Gully wanted in the scheme of things, because they certainly had one eye on the top six, but a result that doesn't go well for either team, but in the end, what a game it was. Absolutely breathtaking, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant game of NPL Victorian football. I don't think a draw does anyone favours, though, so I think both will look back at it and look at where they didn't win the game. St Albans in control in that first half, but Green Gully totally dominant in that second half and deserved to get back into the game. And probably with the way the game panned out, had a few chances to win it in the end. But St Albans will look back at it and look at that non-penalty decision and point to that. But I think in the end, the draw is probably a fair result.
I tend to agree with you. I think both sides had their opportunities. They took some of their chances. They didn't take the rest of their chances. And in the end, a fair result here at Green Gully Reserve. Well, folks, it has been an absolute pleasure calling this game on a bitterly cold night here at Green Gully Reserve. There's still 3 more rounds left of the NPL Victoria competition this year. And also, there's another 3 games left for the rest of this weekend, including those ones being played tonight. Good night. On behalf of Mark Ivkovic and myself, Tonchi Prusak, we certainly hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage.